Consider y is x squared minus 2x minus 8. First thing we want to do is factorize it. So we're looking for numbers that multiply together to give us negative 8 and add to give negative 2. Negative 4 and positive 2 will do that. And so we get x minus 4 and x plus 2. Now we'll come back and look at that once we've drawn the graph. Complete the square. So I'm going to have x squared, and I've got the minus 8. And then half of the coefficient of x is going to be negative 1. 1 squared is 1, so I take away 1. So I've got x minus 1 squared, taken away 9. And again, we'll come back and look at that shortly. Find the y-intercept of the graph. And remember, on the y-axis, x is 0. So if x is equal to 0, then x squared is 0, 2x is 0, and so we get y is negative 8. So 0, negative 8. So just like with straight lines, you can just use the constant to find the y-intercept. What is the equation of the axis of symmetry? Well, one thing that you should know about quadratics is that they are symmetrical. And we would have a line of symmetry coming down here, straight through the vertex. There's a couple of ways that we could go about finding the axis of symmetry here. One of them is that from the factorized form, if you solved this quadratic, you would find that the places where it crosses the x-axis are at negative 2 and 4. And exactly halfway between negative 2 and 4 is 1. And so this line is x equals 1. You can also get that from the completed square form, and we'll look at that shortly. So the equation of the axis of symmetry is x equals 1. Now we're asked to draw the graph of y equals x squared minus 2x minus 8 using technology, and then we're going to find some things about that. So I've got it programmed here ready to go. And if I check that, I'll graph it like so. And let's see what we find. So we were supposed to find the intercepts. Well, first of all, let's sketch it and then we'll put these things on. So we can see that the vertex is, say, here. And the graph then goes like this. And like this. So that is y is x squared minus 2x minus 8. Now if I go to, need to be in the graph window, analysis, G-solve, and I go for root, it gives me one at negative 2. We already discussed that above, but that's going to be at negative 2. And if I press this right arrow there, it gives me the other one is 4. Analysis, G-solve, Y-intercept. It tells me that's at 0, negative 8. And the turning point here, we find that by doing minimum. And we can see that that is at 1, negative 9. Now have a good look at those values and let's go back up and see what we can discern from the analysis we did before. So we already discussed the roots being at negative 2 and 4 because we know how to solve a quadratic. And of course we get those things from the factorized form. the vertex of our graph was at 1, -9, and we can get that from the completed square form. We change the sign on the -1 here, and we keep the sign there for the y coordinate. So that's how we get that, and of course that also gives us the axis of symmetry. And note that we did find the y-intercept of 0, -8. I'm just going to flip up and look at the graph again, and we can see all of those features. We've got the roots, we've got the y-intercept, we've got the turning point, and of course the axis of symmetry would come down through the turning point like so.